Josh?
Yeah, we're at 6 o'clock, so we're gonna start the meeting. First up is, approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion for the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next up is public comment.
So I have brought this up multiple times. I live at 403 West Cherokee. These cats are atrocious. I'm done. I'm literally at my wit's end. I have now 8 cats that come in my backyard constantly. I have them all on camera. I just took my one cat back to the vet again after paying $2,000 the first couple of times just to figure out what was wrong with it when Kelvin was coming into my property. And now I have Michelle Mishkeman's cats, both of them, one black with an orange spot on his head and one that's orange. And I've already identified that they are hers. And she lives in the apartment buildings now. And on top of that, now I have 8 other stray cats coming in. Tom's old house, Greenfield or whatever his name was, they're breeding them down there. They're not fixing them, they're letting them run around town. It was the same issue we had when they lived across the street from me in Jan's old house. I had 4 litters of cats. 2 of them came out of that garage. The expenses of taking care of my animals is getting out of control. I've called animal control. I've called the police department to see what we can do. I was told there's no enforceable codes because this town doesn't want that. This expense is falling on me, and this town is basically wiping their hands of it all. I'm not allowed to capture, I'm not allowed to release, I'm just supposed to deal with this?
What would you suggest that we do?
I think there needs to be an ordinance. I think you need to start holding residents responsible for their pets. The moment you feed an animal, I was told by animal control, it's yours. The moment you feed a cat or a dog, it's yours.
Who said that?
The animal control that was out at my house, because I had a sick and injured cat at my house.
Yeah, that's probably not a legal opinion, that's just his opinion.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I've talked to the police department on multiple occasions when I do see them in town, and they say that there's no enforcement codes in this town, and that this town does not want that.
So what would you suggest that we do?
Start trapping. Get a company in here and start trapping these cats. I have 8 strays in the back of my yard.
And what will that do or improve?
It will lower my cost of vet bills. I have a little close to $3 grand in vet bills right now in less than a year for one of my cats. This is affecting my cats on my own property that I pay my mortgage for and my own property taxes for.
Yeah.
This is affecting me personally
Yeah,
and my finances.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm trying to figure out a solution.
Well, one, you need to cite Michelle Mishkeman. Her cats run all over the place. She doesn't care where they go. She doesn't care what they get into. They're peeing all over my house. They're peeing in my garage.
And how many cats does she have?
2. She
Okay.
has 1 orange and a black one with an orange spot on the face.
Yeah, I don't recall any town that has a cat ordinance.
I'm not aware of one.
I had already mentioned as to changing the ordinance for dogs and including pets instead of just dogs.
That's an idea.
We do have that coming up later on.
But I mean, this is getting absolutely ridiculous, guys.
What are they doing? What are they doing to your cat?
So they're coming up all the way up on my 2nd level And when my cat looks out the window, because it's another male cat that's on the property, my male cat wants to protect his own property. So, and if you ask any veterinarian, I've been to a lot of them, when another male cat is on the property, it stresses mine out, and it automatically triggers a UTI infection. So then my cat has to go get blood work, has to go get a urinary tract infection meds, and a pee test. I just paid 2 weeks ago, $275 to Earlville Vet. And that's because the vet knows me and knows the situation. If I went anywhere else, it would be almost $800 like it was before. On top of these cats are pissing all over my yard. My house, my windows, my doors. I mean, everything smells like cat urine. It's disgusting and I can't get rid of it. I have to replace siding to get rid of one area. I have to get special spray that's $80 just to get rid of somebody else's smell of their cat because they don't want to take care of it? Come on. If this was a dog, we wouldn't be having these discussions. Because no dog is allowed on anybody else's property.
Well, we have to come up with something legally that we can do. So, I understand what you're saying, and I'm really trying to stretch whatever I can stretch to help you. But I don't know
This is-
legally how we can, if we even made a cat ordinance, whether it'd be legal. I don't know. Because you would think that somebody would have done it in the past. You know, she's not the first person to have this kind of problem.
No, because I just talked to Tina, and she's having problems. She won't even let her cat out into the flower shop area, into that grassy area, because there's multiple cats that are coming in her area and are fighting with her cat.
Unfortunately, there's no ordinance against stupid neighbors.
But then you're putting the good neighbors,
I wanna
In
say
the-
something, but I don't want that camera.
in,
You what?
in a
I
district.
says, I got a suggestion, but I don't know what that thing was.
I mean,
I wanna basically say it off the record.
Yeah,
I mean, I
You can't
understand where you're
argue
coming
that.
from, because I made the same statement. I'll take care of it myself. But I'm not gonna injure any animal. I'm to this point, though, that something needs to be done, and this town needs to step up and do something. Because now, it's affecting my residents, it's affecting my building. And I came to you guys, close to a year ago with this issue, and nobody has yet to do anything. And you wonder why residents are frustrated and pissed off and at their wits' end. It's been almost a year and nothing's been done.
Frank, can you ask, our lawyer what the legality of cat restrictions could possibly be?
You can't,
And I don't know if you can hold the landlord that owns the apartment buildings responsible. I even talked to him and he's like, nope, not my problem,
You know,
even though his tenant is the problem.
we're gonna have our lawyer research it. Maybe some other town that has a similar problem has come up with a solution.
I understand you can't combat all the strays. I get that. But when you're feeding them, the apartment building, they're still feeding them out of the garages. And animal control went over there also. It's nonstop. On Tom's old house off of Illini, she feeds them out of the garage. She had 8 to 9 kittens sitting down there a month ago. She had another kitten litter 2 years ago, and that produced 9 more kittens. And now that she doesn't take, she just lets them roam. So now these cats are now looking for food and they're going other places, or they're looking to get into houses.
Have you ever talked to her one-on-one?
I have, and she's gonna continue to do it. She loves cats.
Yeah, but doesn't she see what the problem is?
I had a cat hotel behind my fence that I finally had the old mayor do something with. Because the apartment building had a cat hotel.
And what did he do?
He took it down.
He what?
He took it down.
Took it down.
He told the people he needed to take it down. Because I had 4 litters. There was 18 cats in my yard alone when the cat hotel was there.
How come they like your yard so good?
I have no idea. I'm right by the cornfield. and
Yeah.
I back right up to the apartment buildings.
Is there food there?
No,
Water?
no. I don't even want my dog out right now in my own backyard. It's just disgusting.
I don't wanna speak for everybody else, but I think we got the gist of your problem, and we'll look into it.
I just don't want it to be, we'll look into it and then nothing's happened, because this has been a year, Frank. And I started talking to you first, and then I came to a meeting, and I was pissed off even back then, because I had just came from the vet with another vet bill.
Well, Frank, can we say that, we'll talk to our lawyer and it will be on the agenda for the next meeting?
We can put it on the agenda for the,
Can we say that, those two things?
It's on tonight's agenda too, to talk about it.
I think you had planned on talking about.
And then would you come to the next board meeting?
When is that?
I don't know.
It would be next month, because we already had the agenda posted for this month.
You couldn't add it in there?
No,
Not at this point,
No.
no.
so it'll be the August, I think, 20th.
Be August 20th.
I will try, I cannot guarantee, because I do have a prior engagement.
Okay, can you, if you can't make it, can you send somebody else that could?
I might be able to.
Okay. You know, because you're gonna have to be here for us to solve it.
No, and I understand
If you
that.
can't be here, or somebody else can't be here, it'll be pushed back another month,
That's fine.
and then another month, and nothing will ever get done.
Well, but in my defense, you guys have known about this for almost a year and nothing's been done.
I'm telling you about today, not what happened in the past.
So,
You know, if you can't make the meeting, it's gonna be postponed.
I just want to know that something's gonna start getting done about this. Start holding the owners responsible.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.
Josh, you want one?
Maybe we can do a little internet search. I'll do a little internet search and see what I can find too.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. So
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for listening.
we're gonna go on to your approval of the previous meeting minutes from January 20th, 2026. A motion that we accept the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Next up is business. We have a discussion on e-bikes and e-scooters. So the state of Illinois passed a new legislation that regulates them. We would have to then decide if we want to do anything further. Right now, they have several classifications of e-bikes. They have one classification for scooters, skateboards, I think a couple of other things, unicycles. And then they have another classification of high speed, which includes if the motor is over 750 watts, or if they're able to go above 28 miles per hour.
These are current state laws, or what did you say?
That's what they just,
Yeah, they passed this, I want to say a month or two ago. I don't
It goes into effect
goes into
January
effect
1st.
January 1st.
remember. Yeah. My personal opinion is whatever the state has, I think is probably good. I don't think we need to do anything further than that, but if you guys think we need more, then we can discuss it.
I think you go with the state law.
The other thing that I was gonna have us consider was the default is that you're not allowed to use the low speed classifications on sidewalks. And currently we allow riding bicycles on sidewalks and skateboards on sidewalks, except for in the business districts. I wanted to see if we thought about allowing e-bikes and e-scooters on sidewalks to match the bicycles. If you guys got my packet that Jen sent, I had a sample ordinance that showed what I was thinking of removing and adding. Another thing that I added was, I don't know if we want to restrict bicycles in the business districts, because we just added bike racks, and I kind of think that allowing bicycles would be safer than having them use the road, the highway. And I also added a couple of rules for when they're crossing pedestrians. So the gist of it is, if you're going in the opposite direction as a pedestrian, you have to either stop at the side of the sidewalk and let the pedestrian pass you, slow to a walking pace until passing, or divert to a roadway or other path until you pass. And that would apply to bicycles, skateboards, e-bikes, e-scooters, and everything else that's not high speed.
If I can ask a question, Jack?
Yes.
If we deviate from the state ordinance, which the county is going to enforce, or can enforce, they won't enforce our own ordinance, they'll enforce the state or county.
Yeah.
So I guess we can have all the ordinance we want, but how are we gonna enforce it? That's my question to you.
Yeah, because we don't have our own police force to enforce them. The state and county stuff would be easy to enforce because of the county helping us.
Yeah.
But adding other stuff to it,
We're not really adding, we're more removing things. My understanding, and we should double check with the attorney, is that same with bicycles, is by default, the state law bans it on sidewalks, but the municipality has control over allowing it, if they wish to.
Sure. I mean, Josh. if
So, I had an issue with skateboarding with some kids on my street.
Okay.
They don't obey any laws and they don't obey pedestrians at all. I've had some issues, especially on the corner of Cherokee and Illini, with kids on e-scooters and bikes. They don't obey traffic laws. They don't give any right of way to any vehicles or any pedestrians. So it would concern me about having anything on downtown sidewalks at all. As someone who uses those, I can't move that quick if somebody comes flying at me on something and they're not, because we don't have a way to enforce it, so.
Yeah, but the same problem, we would have the same problem if we just ban it, because there will be no enforcement of the ban. So all you're doing is allowing the people who don't follow the rules to be able to do it, and not allow people that do follow the rules to not do it.
But the bicycles are banned from sidewalks, correct?
bikes
Right
and
now,
skateboards
bicycles
downtown.
are banned in business districts. So that would be downtown.
I would think we
We don't see a
My
lot of them
opinion,
on sidewalks.
this is your committee meeting, but my opinion would be just to stick with the state ordinance, that way there's enforcement that can be done by the sheriff's department. I would say the state police, but I haven't seen one of them in town for quite some time. I mean, whatever you guys come up with
Yeah.
and bring to the board.
I mean, my personal opinion, again, I'm just one member of the board, is by disallowing it, you're only punishing the people that follow the rules. And we don't have to decide today necessarily, we can always schedule another meeting if people wanna think about it more.
I just assume follow the state format. This is, cause like I said, it's easier for the sheriff's department to, you know, enforce the rules.
That sounds good.
Okay, so we're gonna just stay with whatever the state passed,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yes.
Sounds good to me. So next up, we have the nuisance animal regulations. So in the packet, I printed out the current rules that we have for animals. And I think the most important section at the moment is section 6.1. It basically says that dog owners shall not be allowed to run at large within the village limits. They need to be kept on a leash or tied at all times, except when confined or within the premises of the owner or possessor. The other thing is, no person or owner of a dog shall fail to remove excrement deposited by such dog or other animal upon the public ways or within public places, or upon the premises of any person other than the owner. So under our current rules, I think we would be able to enforce something about the urination of cats on her property. But we don't have anything about cats running around, more or less. My kind of idea, which is on a couple more pages, is instead of just having a ban for dogs, I think we should have animals in general. So my thought is, instead of banning all animals from running around, I think we should by default allow it, but if an animal is causing a nuisance, we should be able to declare that the animal is a nuisance and have the owner do whatever they have to do to stop the nuisance.
I got a dumb question for you.
Yeah.
What's the issue?
With what?
What are we talking about other than the dog? I mean, what,
Well,
we're
we're
making
talking
generalities, but are you talking about cats depositing and stuff? Are you talking about some guy
Any-
taking his bird downtown and
Yeah.
the bird goes, or
It would encompass everything. So cats, dogs,
any animal?
parrots. Yeah.
You're banning
Any
them,
animal considered a pet?
It says any animal or pet.
and you're
What about
consider
raccoons
banning
that
them
are
to do
running
what,
loose
or
in
don't
your
do
yard?
what?
If someone owns their raccoon, then the owner would be responsible. But I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to own raccoons. What was that, Danny?
I still don't understand what we're talking about, or we're talking,
So, right now, we ban dogs from running around the village,
right,
and it's free for all for everything else.
cats,
So cats are currently allowed to trespass on private property. They can do whatever they want to do, cause issues. What I'm proposing is having by default allow them to do that. But if they cause an issue, we can declare that as an issue, and the owner has to take steps to stop the issue.
Or be fine.
Probably, yes.
But you gotta put some teeth in there.
Somewhat.
Some teeth?
Yeah. I think it's later on in the ordinance that's already in place.
You know, that's getting back to her problem, you know, when she says that she's got animals running all over her place.
Yeah.
So her neighbors could be, or the owners of those animals could be fined.
They
Yes,
could be, yes.
Well, I think that's one of the things she's looking for.
On top of, they can pay my vet bill. I mean, this is,
Well, we can't do that.
I get it, but there, maybe there has to be something in the ordinance that says homeowners with these pets will incur other fees from possible other residents.
You'd have to
It's-
take them to small claims.
Yeah, that
For
unfortunately would
anything
be,
like that.
small claims or general court.
And do you list what the fines would be anywhere?
No, we,
A dollar amount or?
Our
But-
ordinances, it
Yeah.
starts at $50 and goes up to $750.
So what
So
range would this
The
violation?
board
be?
would determine where they'd want it to fall in that range.
yeah, I'm not touching that, so whatever the current,
Starts at between $50 and $750 is our penalty.
And who decides that?
the board would probably decide. So,
Well, we don't need a probably, we need to know.
The board would need to determine for this what they would like to do for a fine.
Okay.
but it'd be like, you
Otherwise,
know,
the
the board
board
would
would
have to
have-
file a
We'll
complaint
start
and
at the low
someone would
end.
have to look into it and
yeah,
then,
The board wouldn't levy the fine ice.
I'm sorry?
I say the board would not levy the fine ice. We'd have to have an adjudicator or somebody.
You can issue the fine, but in order to make it a judgment, you have to go through an adjudicator or the court.
So do we need to develop a procedure for all that?
I mean, we currently have a procedure that's not really great, to be honest with you, but we could look into that.
Well, it sounds to me like that's what we need, a procedure to correct problems, not a bunch of mumbo jumbo that nobody understands. Or maybe we need our lawyer or attorney to draft something up for us.
If I could, Josh, I'd like to ask you, how would you plan on enforcing any ordinance that we come up with?
Probably the same way we used to, which was the mayor would issue a letter, and then try and collect it. If they don't collect, then report, I suppose, or drop it. I mean, ideally, even if we did send someone a fine and they just stopped having the problem, I would say get rid of the fine personally. It's more of a incentive to stop the problem. It's not a way of making
Give
money
them-
or anything.
give them 30 days to fix the situation and then you get the fine.
Yeah, you gotta put some teeth in it somewhere.
You know, give them 30 days, you know, send them a letter saying this is the problem, you got 30 days to fix this. And if you don't fix this, then you're gonna get a fine.
Have you looked into an ordinance that specifically says something other than dogs?
That's what this ordinance that I typed up, it changes dogs into just animals or pets.
Includes
And this-
changes.
This ordinance that you typed up, is it in fact in progress anywhere, and who's using this ordinance?
I don't think anyone has this exact ordinance. I more or less copied what we currently have. When I looked into, I think it was Olney, I think Jen had mentioned that about the beekeeping. I saw that they do have a ordinance about cats, and maybe we want to look into that more.
That'd be a good idea and we need something to take, we have to make sure the ordinance that we would put up would be legal,
Oh, yeah,
so.
they would always go to the attorney, in my opinion.
I guess if I can, I'm gonna ask Nicole a question. Are there other people, other neighbors around you with the same problem?
Yes, Nora that has the 6 dogs, one of the cats actually came through her window and was in her house.
Okay. What I would ask you to do is have these other people that have a problem come to the village board meeting or come to the village office and talk to me,
Okay,
because whatever we get from you is hearsay.
correct,
So
I understand.
if there's other people with a problem, if you would go out and see if they wouldn't come
Okay,
speak to us in the office or come to a board meeting, so
okay.
we know we know the problem reaches out farther than
Yes,
just
even,
your problem.
yes, even the people in the apartment building that she lives in are having issues with these 2 cats because they spray within the apartment building. I understand that's the landlord issue, but it just goes to show that she doesn't care.
Well, let's not
She doesn't.
talk about any one person. Let's have some of these other people come
That's fine.
forward and say there is a problem.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we want to have the attorney look over this ordinance, or did we want to look at other towns first before we do that?
I'd like to look at other towns that have an ordinance and has been looked at by an attorney. And then your committee could come back with an ordinance that you found that addresses this problem.
So,
Do we, Danny?
No. I think we need to, excuse me, Frank, go through the attorney to see what we can legally do and not legally do. He probably has run across something similar in, in his law office. I think we're just doing a circle jerk if we try and do it any other way.
From a Google search, there are some municipalities out there with cats specified in their animal ordinance for things.
I mean, we just keep talking about the issue, and then nothing ever gets done. It's time to say to the attorney, we've got this problem, is there a solution? If there is, fine, if not, tough luck.
How about we go with both, so we can have the attorney look it over and come up with his opinion, and we can look at other municipalities and come back and
Yeah.
compare the two.
We need something concrete, rather than,
we just need to compare.
somebody's opinion.
We just need to compare notes.
you know, I don't need a bunch of opinions, I need to know
Mhm.
what it is, not somebody's opinion. Except a lawyer, I wanna know what the lawyer's opinion is.
I agree with that.
I don't care what your opinion, or, any of us, what legally can we do,
Mhm.
and legally we can't do.
Okay, so the board wants to recommend that we get the attorney's opinion? Okay.
Before we move any farther.
Okay, I agree with that. Do we have anything more to add about the animal regulation? Alright, let's move on. So, next up is review of the amusements and amusement devices license. I had looked into this a while ago. More or less, my opinion is, alright, my opinion is we shouldn't have extra rules and regulations for stuff like pinball machines, arcade machines, pool tables, pretty much anything like arcade related, billiard table, shooting gallery, I'm not really sure what that is, but bowling machines, shuffleboard, Stuff like that is required to have a license in our current ordinances. And I think it's probably making it so we don't have any of that. And personally, I would like to see that we allow it. And so I was thinking we should have the attorney look this over and decide how we can get rid of the rules for that. But it was mentioned that this might also be how we regulate video gaming. So we need to split those two apart somehow.
It's under 1255 license fee. It refers to video gaming.
Yeah. So my personal opinion would be we don't need a license or a fee for the other things, but we should keep it for the video gaming.
What's the other thing that you're talking about?
So like pool tables, arcade machines, pinball machines,
So they would not need a license to do that.
Currently they do, and I would like to make it where they don't.
And why is that? Just,
I'm sorry?
what's your reasoning for that?
I think having a license makes it so that people don't, it's not worth people doing. I would like to have more things for people to do in town. I think it would be a draw for people, like if someone wants to go to a bar and play a game of pool, why not?
Yeah.
You do know too, I'm not disagreeing with you, but you do know too that some of the items listed are required to be registered with the state.
Okay. Well, I don't want to control how the state does things, but I don't think we need extra
Village
things on top of
is
that.
one thing, but again,
Yeah.
so there'd still be a registration of them with certain of those items with the state.
Yeah.
If I can, I want to clarify something with you. You're concerned about pool tables and pinball machines, that type of thing, but you're not concerned about video games?
Well, we currently have video gaming. It's very profitable. So I don't think having a license and a license fee is discouraging it.
How much is it?
A fee for video gaming, I think it's $500 per machine.
$250 per machine,
$250.
and the places that have them get at least 50% of that back from the video gaming company.
Do you know anybody that wants to incorporate pool tables or pinball machines in their business?
The only one that I saw had one was Gearheads. They had a picture of one in the background.
They haven't asked for a license.
But they also have an open, so. But I see no reason why we would require them to have a license. So I'd like
They got back there a
to.
pool table or what?
I'm sorry?
What they got back there?
I think it was a pool table. I'd have to double check the picture.
And not that it has to be, but pool tables in the bar have always been a coin-operated machine. And maybe the licensing of that machine keeps it maybe in the forefront of the owner's mind. And pool tables can cause problems. If we go back to the 1960s or whatever, I think there was a movie or a musical about a town with pool tables in such a matter. It was to keep the kids away from them. And we do keep the kids away from video machines because they can't operate a video machine. I think the requirement for a license on at least the pool tables, or maybe even a pinball machine. Maybe there's not as many machines or something because of a license, and not as big a draw for the young people. And if they're in the tavern, probably the young people shouldn't be there anyway unless it's a food establishment. Again, it's, you guys come up with that, but I think as a rule, pinball.
But the
machines
license and stuff, is that a source of revenue for the village then?
probably
It
would be
could
a
be,
source of
but right
revenue.
now, we don't have any.
Frank, I think I disagree with you. I grew up shooting pool all the time. And it gives you skills, it gives you talent, it gives you the ability to win and the ability to lose. It has all sorts of side effects that are very, very good. The atmosphere around the pool table sometimes isn't the best, you know, when you got some drunks and people want to cause problems. But as far as shooting pool, that's an excellent thing for kids to do. It gives them all sorts of reactions and skills, and it's something that I enjoyed. I grew up with it stick in my hand.
Well, I think we grew up about the same time, and quite honestly, my mother didn't want me in the pool. I don't know where you played pool, but.
Yeah, up at the barber shop, and then across the street when they had it going.
So, it's another thing for parenting.
Yeah. But to have just one pool table in a bar, you're asking for trouble. I'm talking about a collection of pool tables, you know, as opposed to one in a bar. One in a bar will cause problems.
I think if you go to DeKalb to, NIU has quite a few pool tables at the
Yeah.
rec center. I understand that. I think maybe the pool table takes up too much space in the bar anymore, where you could,
Oh, yeah.
maybe you could put a table other than the pool table in.
Maybe your heads is pretty large though. I don't think they have space this year.
I would, whatever you guys think, but I think I'd wait to hear from Gearheads to see if a license for a pool table would stop them from having one. It's another thing that they'd have to watch. I mean,
Yeah, there will be issues.
I don't, guess I don't care one way or the other, but,
The current fee is $35 annually for any or all of those items, not per item.
Just
Yeah.
one lump sum for 35?
One lump sum.
I thought it was per item.
I think
Just an
we used,
annual fee of $35, and all the items are listed, but it's just one fee.
I'm
One
pretty
fee.
sure there was, I don't know if I had service
I
here,
just
I'm
looked at
pretty
it.
sure there was a fee for per device.
It doesn't state that. It's one lump fee.
I think we used to have a fee for a jukebox, and that got gone.
We can look into it further, but is the board's opinion that we don't need to look into this further?
And what do you mean by this?
Changing this ordinance.
I don't think we need to change it.
Well,
And you did say to the board, Josh, it's the committee's recommendation, not the
Yeah.
entire board, so.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, the board of this committee, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think I have service right now, so. You think so too, Denny? We should continue?
What's that?
You think we should not look into this any further?
I think it's fine the way it is.
Alright.
Me too.
So next up is, potentially looking into commercial usage of the public right of way. This was something that I was thinking would be cool to have in front of the cafe in particular, since we have that bump out where the clock is. The ordinance would allow them to set up outdoor dining up there. I would think that outdoor dining would make the downtown look more alive, would make it look better in my opinion, and give people a reason to hang around and do stuff in downtown.
Yeah, I'm for anything that increases business. That's what we need to get we need activities to get people from the park to come out here. Anything that would help that, I'm for.
Now, I haven't talked to the cafe yet about if they're even interested in doing this. That might be something we should look into. But as far as I'm aware, that's like the only place that would be feasible to do it. So I don't think it would help anyone else really.
You know, one time we talked about visiting other towns that have a state park next to them to see what activities they're drawing people to their town. I don't know, Frank, if you're willing to endorse something like that, where we actually go talk to the mayor of Oregon, or we talk to the mayor of Sterling, or whatever town we want to talk to, and see how they're doing to draw people. I don't know.
Well, if you're asking me, I think we should ask the proprietor of a business that wants to have outdoor dining. I mean, if we don't have a need for it, or a want for it, what do we need, what do we need to do?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying, though, these other towns may have ideas that we hadn't even thought of, or reasons for bringing this business in that's really taken off, and we don't have that business here. But we could. I don't know. I'm trying to stretch out and come up with solutions to get people from the park to come to the town. It seems like we've lost that connection. And we could have some towns have what they call a farmer's market inside a state park. And they get permission from the state park site superintendent to have people come in and set up tents and sell their goods inside a park. Where you get the reverse effect, but still you're exposing them to businesses that 2 months later they may go find where that business is at. There's all sorts of things out there that we could do that we keep talking about, but we never do. I don't know, is that too far-fetched? If it is, tell me.
I think at one time, I think you might have been running the business out there. Anything that was sold in the state park kind of had to go through you, correct? As being I guess the first thing we'd have to do if we wanted to set something like that up, we'd have to go through the Honey Otis's and see if it was okay with them, because they're the vendor at the park.
Well, sure, yeah, they would have to be included in all discussions, yeah.
As far as the farmer's market, I mean, we've tried that at Purdy Park, and to my estimation, it doesn't really go over very well
No,
there.
it doesn't.
maybe it would be better at the park, but the conversation would have to start with the vendor at the park. You know, maybe it's something that he would look forward to. I don't know, but that's where I think that's where that conversation should start. And then move on to the park people, you know, that's the people who run the park.
Well, you want me to talk to Adam about it?
For sure.
I mean, I don't wanna overstep my
Well,
authority.
this is, again, it's a committee meeting, so it's you guys, I shouldn't be, guess I shouldn't be talking about it, so you guys go ahead.
I would appreciate it if you did. I think it would be a good idea.
Yeah, somehow we need to tie the two together better.
Mm.
You know, to help your business and everybody else's business.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot to offer, it's just that they don't know what.
Mm.
You know, they might, you know, get their campsite set up and they need, I don't know. Maybe their milk went bad, so they gotta come to town and buy milk.
Yeah.
Somehow we need to, that's my big dream, tie the two together more. I don't know if it ever happened, but that's my dream.
No, I agree. So, did we want to discuss more about the commercial use of public right-of-ways, or do we want to push that off until we talk to the cafe more or less? I think that might be a good story.
Talk to the cafe.
Alright. So, I think we might want to schedule our next meeting just so we don't lose track. Because there's a couple of things that I have to do, and if Denny can talk to Adam before that about moving the farmer's market to the state park. How do we feel about the next meeting? I'd like to do it probably before the next board meeting, which is on 20th of August, so like maybe the first week of August. I'm pretty available whenever, so.
When's the zoning board?
Wednesday the 5th, so that the night would be out here.
Right.
Bill will be at the public
Okay.
hearing.
So not Wednesday. Does anyone care about Monday, Tuesday,
Tuesday's
Thursday,
fine.
Friday?
I'm pretty sure, I'm fine. I'm pretty sure I'm open on Tuesday.
Okay. What about you, Denny?
That's fine.
Tuesday the 4th, at 6.
Tuesday the 4th, that's 6.
Yes. Okay.
And are we gonna have on the agenda what's
Yeah, we're
progressed
gonna,
with her problem?
yeah, we're gonna look at other municipalities, what they have in regards to cats in particular. And I'll bring that back, at the next meeting. And I think we'll have the attorney go over and see what he thinks in regards to what we can do with cats also.
Okay, so that will be on the agenda then.
Yes.
For the floor. Yes.
Yeah, I do think that we need to see what other municipalities do about cats.
Yeah. So I will bring that. I'll also talk to the cafe, and if Denny gets a chance to talk to the Honiotises about potentially moving the.
Well, I'll talk both to the site superintendent and
Okay. We'd also have to. Sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah, okay.
we'd also have to talk to the actual farmers market, see if they're interested. But I would imagine
Maybe
they would
BSC should be involved in this, because they're the ones that,
Oh, BSC doesn't run the farmers market.
no, not, but maybe that would be an avenue for them.
Good.
The farmer's market?
I'm not on that committee either. I would think that
I can put it
That
on
might be
our
a-
next
an avenue that,
August agenda and see what they think.
that they would entertain.
Yeah. Alright, so I think we're getting ready to motion to adjourn,
I'll second.
and all in favor say aye.
Alright.